The dashboard is the home screen for every user and is designed to enhance the notes workflow, serve as a source for internal communication, and provide valuable reporting tools. Each user has the ability to configure their own dashboard in order to customize their workflow within the various areas of the program. However, the security administrator controls what information each user can choose to display on their dashboard. The user can then click the Configure Dashboard button, and every dashlet that is made available to them is listed here. The dashboard may be set up to show as little as 0 dashlets to as many as 8, depending on those security settings. In this case, all 8 dashlets have been made available by the security administrator. Let's review what is behind each dashlet so that you can properly determine which users need which dashlets. The Notes dashlet. This dashlet serves as an excellent shortcut in the notes workflow. It should be considered mandatory for every note writer, caregivers, and supervisors alike. In fact, when the Notes section is enabled via the Desktop Security tab, this dashlet is automatically checked as well in Securities, since it is the best way of managing the notes. Because each caregiver's responsibility is to sign their note, which indicates that they have completed the documentation, this dashlet will help them easily keep track of notes that have been saved but not signed, therefore incomplete. Not only does the caregiver have quick visibility to unsigned notes, it also provides a link directly into the note so that it may be completed. Likewise, for the supervisors, their responsibility is to approve every signed note for billing and/or payroll purposes. This dashlet allows them to see all signed notes that are in their queue waiting for approval. Again, the notes can be easily accessed by clicking directly on the Edit Note link so that they can begin reviewing. Another great time-saving tool. Let's move on to the next dashlet. My Tasks. The My Tasks dashlet is what allows internal communication to occur within the system. Because of its great importance, by default, the system will display the task dashlet on every new user's dashboard. Tasks seem to most frequently be used when a supervisor is notifying the caregiver of a note correction. But they can also serve as ticklers to remind pertinent staff when client consents or employee certifications are about to expire. Tasks may also be generated from schedules, treatment plans, assessments, and timesheets to alert someone of any changes or updates in those areas. The usage of tasks are critical for efficient use of OnTarget Clinical. The next dashlet to review is the Clients dashlet. This dashlet is simply a shortcut to the client record where the bulk of the client information is stored. The clients that are displayed in the dashlet are controlled through security settings. A user may see only their assigned clients if that rule is enforced, or they may see the clients for their given cost centers. The security administrator has full control over that visibility. Within the client dashlet, the client record can be easily accessed, keeping in mind that the various sections of the client record are also controlled via the security administrator in the client section of the Configure Role screen. On top of accessing the client record, a report can be generated that summarizes the information available in the client's electronic record. The next dashlet to review is the Reports dashlet. There are currently 3 reports available through this dashlet. The Client Services report allows you to take a look at the amount of units remaining on current or expired authorizations. The Treatment Plans report allows you to understand start and end dates of plans and their plan types. whether it's a complete plan, a revision plan, or an annual update plan, for example. And the final report is the employee certifications, which allows you to manage when employee trainings are set to expire. When this dashlet is open for a set of users, then all three reports are made available. Next, we have the assessment of progress by ISP goal. This dashlet graphs the assessment keys used against grid notes. The tool is specific to grid notes only and is very valuable in reporting the progress a client is making towards their goals. If grid notes are implemented, this dashlet would be extremely beneficial for those responsible for managing the goals. Likewise, the intervention used by ISP goal dashlet graphs the intervention keys used against a grid note. Hovering your mouse over every bar in the graph gives you the goal and the respective intervention keys used with the percentage of time. Another very important tool for those that manage goals and plans when grid notes are implemented. The next dashlet is the Meaningful Use dashlet. If you employ a doctor in your agency and have implemented our system to meet Meaningful Use certification, then this dashlet is utilized for meeting the Meaningful Use reporting requirements. Otherwise, this dashlet is not necessary. And finally, the Paychecks dashlet is a great tool if you have implemented payroll in OnTarget. Every pay slip for the individual would be displayed here, giving them the opportunity to manage and retrieve their pay slips online. The user would only be presented with their paychecks and would not be able to access anybody else's. So finally, the security administrator controls which of these dashlets each user is allowed to add to their dashboard. All of this is managed under Configure Security, Configure Roles, and is controlled by each and every role. If a dashlet is not checked here, then it is not ever visible to the users in that role when clicking on Configure Dashboard. Should you have any questions regarding the dashboard security, please submit your inquiry by going to Options, Support, and Contact Support.